managing our economy in the past 2 years that we have been in government. We will remain steadfast in this resolve. To this point, to this end, we are putting in place a number of legal and institutional measures to ensure that we do not revert to the bad days of macroeconomic mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, one of the key measures we are institutionalizing is a social partnership among organized labor, Ghana Employees Association, and government, which we believe will provide avenue for the partners to deliberate on significant development matters and providing relevant solutions. Further, Mr. Speaker, the 6 strategic pillars in the 2019 budget puts us in a position to advance boldly towards a Ghana beyond aid. In this budget, we are making an unprecedented infrastructural expansion of over $2 billion, historic partner. We are modernizing agriculture, increasing production, and reducing our dependence on imports for foods. We are forging ahead with a bold and comprehensive $1 billion industrialization plan that adds value to our agriculture and natural resources and leverages our rising population of educated youth. We are strengthening our domestic revenue mobilization and taking strong measures to enforce efficiency in public expenditure and to protect the public purse. We are building on and strengthen our social interventions in order to ensure that no one is left behind. A caring government, a caring country, as we transform our economy and march boldly to a Ghana beyond aid. Mr. Speaker, the future is indeed very bright as we embark on big-ticket projects and programs as part of our resolve to transform the economy and better the lives of Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, we are implementing the Sino Hydro project, which will provide additional 2 billion cedis in road, rail, and other infrastructure. The Acre oil field will start producing in 2021 and will eventually add about 100,000 barrels of oil per day to Ghana's crude oil production. In addition, ExxonMobil will be present on board, soon to explore and produce crude oil in the deep water Cape 3 points. The Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation will be established to develop an integrated aluminium industry in Ghana. Ghana is attracting international car manufacturing giants such as Nissan, Volkswagen, Sinotruk to set up automobile industry and move the program forward. Mr. Speaker, as you know, His Excellency the President constituted a committee to draw up a Ghana Beyond Aid Charter. The committee comprises representatives from a wide cross-section of Ghanaians, including government, organized labor, the private sector and employees, and the youth. Work on the charter and on the detailed contours of the Ghana Beyond Aid agenda is well advanced, and the committee will present this report to the President before the end of the year. Following that, there will be consultation with Ghanaians before revising the committee's work for eventual submission for Parliament. Mr. Speaker, in March 2017, I presented His Excellency's first budget, a president who had re-energized the nation and inspired hope. The millions of Ghanaians who went to the polls and voted him into power, youthful Ghanaians who believed that their lives will be turned around, expectant parents who believe that their burdens and their wards will go to school, hundreds of children who believed and hoped that they will have opportunity to improve their lives through education, university graduates who believed that they might have opportunity to wake up in the morning, dress up, and show up for work, businesses who believed that interest rates will come down so that they can borrow and expand their businesses and employ more people. Dying businesses that require some stiffness to live again, like the bones of Ezekiel. Ghanaians who had sat in darkness and wanting to see light. Our development partners who believe that they can revitalize their partnership with us, and the international investor community, and also in the IMF, whose program of Ghana had derailed. Mr. Speaker, I am happy to announce that those who believe have seen their dreams and aspirations come to fruition. 100,000 graduates who have been home for years, despondent without hope, now have the opportunity to contribute to our national development. And that is their right as citizens, to contribute to our national development. 271,000 16 to 18-year-olds who would have been thrown onto the streets but for free SHS are now seated in classrooms, getting an education and gaining training to give them a better future, and a better future for our country. And as the Bible says, for those who sat in darkness, they have seen a great light. This is in spite of the deep challenge and the grievous harm that had been done through questionable take-or-pay contracts, for which we have to pay, Mr. Speaker, $600 million annually, whether we switch on the light or not. But we have resolved to move on. Nurses and teachers who believe that the government will come to their aid, we have met their aspirations and hope. And over 1.5 million depositors who, but for the timely intervention of the central bank and government, would have lost their businesses and their life savings and deposits of over 9 billion Ghana cedis in the banking sector. Ghana's international profile is now on the rise. In the last year, the President has hosted several heads of state and government, as well as high-profile international dignitaries. Global leaders and investors are lining up now to pay serious attention to Ghana. Mr. Speaker, we are proud of what we have accomplished in 22 months and are certain and resolved to deliver a future that meets the hopes and aspirations of all of our people through this budget and this medium term. Mr. Speaker, this story of hope continues. This budget meets the expectations of Ghanaians for better infrastructure and housing, increased economic activity through unprecedented investment in industrialization agriculture, expanding job opportunities for entrepreneurs and rising income, bringing tax relief to the middle class. In the next 26 months, we are determined to address the hope of farmers whose food crops are getting rotten through expanded storage facilities, improved marketing, and the intervention of the Ghana Commodities Exchange. The challenges faced by communities that lack access to potable water and continue to drink water from streams, the lack of ambulances for pregnant mothers and sick relatives, transportation challenges through better roads and rail network, the challenges faced by our market women who have to sell their wares on the dusty ground and in the scorching sun by providing improved markets and stores, the difficulties faced by fisherfolk by providing them with landing beaches, cold storage facilities, and thereby improving their incomes, meeting the spiritual needs of our people with the promotion of the Ghana National Cathedral. Through this budget, we will frontally address the sanitation challenges faced by many of our towns and cities. In this 2019, we have chosen, Mr. Speaker, to sacrifice and build for the future. We have chosen, Mr. Speaker, to invest in people. We have chosen to boldly tackle the infrastructure needs of our people with a $2 billion facility. We have chosen to invest $1 billion in industrialization. We have chosen to make our rich oil resources more accessible to credible investors through competitive bidding, and we aim to hit, God willing, 1 million barrels of crude oil production within a matter of a decade. It may sound ambitious, but we are confident in the plan that we have. We know that Ghana's rich bauxite resources have the potential to deliver over $500 billion in revenue and create hundreds of thousands of jobs along the value chain. If we stick to the President's vision and commitment to build an integrated aluminium industry as spelled out in the law, we know that Ghana's industrialization project is ready for the long-awaited big takeoff. It is not by sheer accident that the big multinationals in the automobile industry are signing up to set up manufacturing hubs in Ghana. It is not by accident that we are the fastest growing economy in the world last year and still growing stronger. We have chosen 2019 as the year to begin some landmark redevelopment projects that will stamp Accra's growing reputation as the main city for business and holiday travels in our region and beyond. 3 of these major multi-billion city redevelopment projects are namely the Marine Drive, the Trade Fair redevelopment, and the energy sector. Ghana, Mr. Speaker, is working again and will work for the benefit of the people and to the glory of God. We have chosen to be bold in devising a budget that deals with the past, delivers opportunity in the present, while investing responsibly into the future. We will not, Mr. Speaker, heed the voices encouraging us to eat the seeds that need to be harvested for the future. We shall not be discouraged by the voices that seek to play down the gains that we constantly continue and drive our people back to Egypt. We pledge not to repeat the mistake of the past so long as the majority of Ghanaians continue to keep faith with our leadership. In 2019, Mr. Speaker, the national budget addresses the past. We exit the IMF program. It's a great achievement towards fiscal sovereignty, but not, Mr. Speaker, not from eternal fiscal discipline. Expenditures on SAH is expensive, but a responsible investment that provides incalculable future returns on our greatest assets, our children. The next generation of Ghanaians who will inherit the future that we create today. In this budget, we have invested in Maslow so that small businesses up and down the country can have additional, cheaper access to credit. Our President is insistent on social justice and the preferential option for the poor, that all shall have access. We were also challenged that in looking at the past and into the future, we could not ignore the urgency of today, the development and delivery of electricity, inputs for our great expansion, healthcare, and better roads and infrastructure. 2019, Mr. Speaker, is a budget that better enables us to balance the decisions of the past and the needs of today with the pillars and foundation needed to build a better tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, this is a period of unprecedented generational hope, a period, Mr. Speaker, of 1,000 years of peace and prosperity that is being launched. We also recognize, Mr. Speaker, that building national prosperity is not the exclusive domain of government. If we are to win in pushing Ghana beyond aid, then every single one of us must own it, be citizens in developing our nation, and not just mere spectators with strong opinions only as your contribution. Thank all the productive communities of Ghana and all Ghanaians for the epic sacrifices and contributions you make every day. I'd like to thank the community of faith whose intercessions and prayers for this nation are unceasing. The government recognizes and appreciates the role you play in fulfilling the mandate of the Bible to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to take care of the sick and visit the prisoner. Government's partnership with you to lift the vulnerable and needy is steadfast and immovable. Government's commitment, my Lord, to our progress, we cannot that will fail. I believe, Mr. Speaker, that will fail. The good, loving, God-loving Ghanaians and partners, the promise that we have for us will manifest. In Genesis, he says, I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name Ghana great. And in you, all the families of Ghana shall be blessed. Mr. Speaker, this is an accelerator budget. This is a budget for a generation of hope. This is a budget, Mr. Speaker, in which the door is open because we have stayed faithful with him. Mr. Speaker, the door is open for prosperity. The door is open for development. The door is open for unity. The door is open, Mr. Speaker, for forgiveness. And the door is fully open. And the door is fully open for us, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and the door is fully open for us to love one another. Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of this season, I declare that by this budget, we bring glad tidings of great joy, of hope, of relief, of a renewed strength. Indeed, Emmanuel, God is with us. God bless us all in our homeland, Ghana, and make us great and strong. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, I so move President Akufo-Addo's impromptu budget.